my Area 51 line. You're on the air. Hello.
Welcome to the Blondes and Booze Paranormal Podcast, where what you've known as reality will be shattered by the truth. Krista and Brandi will lift the veil from your eyes, revealing what has either been hidden or denied you for eons.
Hello, Brent.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Yay! It's
Yay.
Friday.
Oh, okay. I got to ask you a question before we even get started.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know how when we play the intro,
Yes.
it automatically mutes us so you can't hear anything, right?
Yes.
All right. So it started going on. It was probably about 4 or 5 seconds in, right? And I swear I heard you breathe. Like right here, like right here.
Maybe there was something else. Maybe you manifested it.
I don't think I manifested that, but
No, well, not my breathing. I get it. I don't know, Brandi.
I don't know.
When I hit the intro, I got up and I had to adjust my phone because it was blowing up. So I shut it down. So I don't know. I don't breathe that hard anyway.
I know. Yeah, it was just like it was right here, and I'm like, well, he's muted. I'm muted. You're muted.
Well, yes, the muted thing. Yeah, absolutely. That was weird.
That was weird.
But of course, on the Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast, if you're new, please subscribe.
Yeah,
we get a lot of glitches on this show, on your guys' show, more than anybody's.
Well, the truth is going to come out because we're going to have to go back to the beginning of the show, and like I said, it's the first few seconds of the show where the intro started playing, and then I heard you.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it was you. It sounded exactly like you when you take a deep breath, you know? And I was like, yeah. No,
really?
It was more like a, yeah, right?
Was it like, here we go?
Yes, that's the one. That is the one. So we're going to have to go back and watch that. I'll have to tell our tech troll, Randy, to.
Yeah. Tell our tech troll.
Our tech troll. I don't know. I was like, what in the hell is happening? I didn't know. I didn't know. Oh my goodness. So, I got off work. It was a long, exhausting day.
Yes.
I don't know why they're having me work these long shifts throughout the entire day because they're not supposed to, but they are. And I'm like, okay, fine. And so I came home and I rumbled around and rambled around for a little bit. And then I'm like, I'm gonna go do a nice spa bath.
Oh, wow.
And I did that. And then I took a shower, washed my hair. I put conditioning treatment in my hair because it was screaming, I'm thirsty. Give me something. Like, I'm thirsty. Yeah. I'm thirsty. So I did that. And then, next thing you know, it was the show. I was like, well, heck yeah, here we go. So now I'm wide awake, haven't taken a nap. And actually today I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not tired.
Well, it's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Now you'll probably get tired in 3 hours.
I probably will.
You have to work tomorrow morning?
No, I do not.
Oh,
I do not.
Good. Well, that's great. So you can sleep in maybe another hour.
If I'm lucky.
If you're lucky.
If I'm lucky. The only time that I really sleep in is when I'm not supposed to.
Oh, yeah, right. Like for your own show or something like that.
And the alarm's all blaring and I just don't hear it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. That's good. That's good. I don't know.
My day's been pretty good. In fact, this has been a pretty good week. Tuesday, me and Krista on my show, we had Greg on and we talked about The Vanished, which was fantastic. Coming soon. And then I got to tell you, I had a great time last night. I was on Jimmy Church Fade to Black. I must tell you, Brandi, it was so refreshing. I love going on other people's podcasts, but he was so cool First of all, we hit it off like gangbusters. Last year, I was on Coast to Coast Radio with George Nuri. And I was, of course, nervous for that. And we hit it off as well because George Nuri went to the same high school as I did and lived in my same childhood neighborhood. But he's a decade older than me.
Oh, well, then there you
Yeah,
go.
so I never met him, but we were at the same exact high school. He graduated from Annapolis High. That's where I graduated from. So right off the bat, I was a little nervous, but put me to ease, and that was a fantastic show. And Jimmy Church is pretty big too, so I was a little nervous. I don't really get nervous because I know what I'm going to say, but he's got a nice sized show, and we're backstage half hour before a show. We're talking about our childhood because I didn't know that Jimmy Church grew up in Michigan. And he says, Rob, he talks a little gravelly voice. He's like, hey, Rob, you probably don't know about this about Michigan, but there was this family cottage called Lake Tipsico. I'm like, I'm going to stop you right there. When I was married, my ex-wife's family had a cottage at Lake Tipsico.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And then I said, and I'll bet you went here when you were out there. And simultaneously, we both said the Fenton Inn in Fenton.
Yeah.
We just said it. And boy, we just hit it off. That was a fantastic show. If anybody want to go check out that show, first of all, subscribe to Fade and Black. That's a fantastic show. He's a great guy. He made me feel really, really comfortable and welcome. It was a fantastic show, and he's going to be on my show.
Yeah,
I'll be bringing him on next week or the week after, so that'll be a nice one.
Well, that'll be cool. And the funny thing is what you were saying. Okay, as you're talking about Fenton Inn. That wasn't too far from where I live. I've been out there at Fenton Inn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You've been there.
Fenton Lake, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. And Lake Tipsico is, like he says, is a little dinky little lake, but it's pretty cool. We actually we both talked about the terrain of the lake and some fishing holes that we both were in. I mean, it was just, it was almost, oh my God, Rob, we got to start the show, man. We've been chit-chatting for 28 minutes backstage. And so that was cool. And so, it was a great time. Go check it out. He'll be on the show. Right. Today was a really cool day too for me. I took my mom out to dinner, and which was nice. And then she goes, can you take me to the sporting goods place? We have one of these really cool outlets. Well, not an outlet, a retailer. And she wanted to get a Lions sweatshirt. She's never had one. I go, yeah, we'll go there. She found a cool one, got her a cool sweatshirt. And then she was eyeing up this brand new yogurt place. She goes, can we go over there? I'm like, yeah, we can. And she got this strawberry yogurt, and she was like all the way driving home. She's like, oh, this is so delicious. So delicious. It was a good time with my mom because I haven't done that with my mom in a while. Huh? Yeah.
So now anytime you're out and you're around that place, you're going to have to stop and get her one.
Yeah. I said, well, Mom, yogurt is probably best served in the summer. I was just joking with her, of course.
Right.
And so it was a good time with Mom, and it was a good day. So it's been a very good week. And so.
Nice. It's always a good time,
Yeah.
When you get to spend moments like that with your mom,
Yep. Yeah, for sure. She'll be 80 in January. So, I mean, she's in good health, but you know how it goes. Sometimes, you know how it goes.
I do. Absolutely.
So that's cool. So,
but as our show is called, mysterious manifestation of the mind or not.
Yeah.
And so I would like to think that if I manifest the point of my mom being healthy,
yeah,
and that, she's good, it's all good. You know what I mean?
I think that's true. You know what? I was talking to you earlier on the text messaging. You said, yeah, just start a show, do whatever you want. I'm like, okay. And that just popped in my mind. And, I believe in manifestation. And before we start the show, I'm going to tell everybody, I believe in that. And what I'm going to tell you, Brandi, is not paranormal. It's not spiritual. I think it's the power that we can project things.
Yeah, that is true.
Because, and I think I started doing this when I was right around 20 years old, maybe 21. When I went to college, my grade point average was terrible. It was like 2.35 or something. And then I knew if I wanted to get a master's degree, you had to have a bare bones minimum of 3.0 GPA. And I'm like, oh man, but I didn't know if I was going to do that, but there was an option. So I planned out the course over the next 2 years, what I had to get to attain a 3.0. Brandi, I had to achieve a 4.0 grade point average my last 2 years. That's near impossible. But you know what I did? I wrote it in my dorm wall, and then later I moved into a house with a bunch of guys and gals, and we lived there. And Brandi, when you live with a bunch of dudes and chicks by yourself, it's party city.
Yeah.
It is, and it's a great time, but you have to study. If you want a 4.0, you got to study. So on the dorm, not the dorm, this is after the dorm, when we were in the house, the rental house, I just wrote this, what I need to get straight A's for 2 years. You want you need to get that. Brandi, that my last 2 years of college, and I looked at that every day in the morning, lunchtime, before I went to bed. And I did not know the term manifestation like I do today. Do you know when I got straight A's for the last 2 years?
Oh, that's awesome.
And I put in the work, but I think the fact that I vision my report card each and every night, I think that had a lot to do with it. You talk to people that they want to buy a Corvette or a Porsche, right, or a beautiful house. And what do? They put a picture on the refrigerator or in their garage, and they just look at it every day. I want to achieve this goal. And, I believe there's something to this. Certainly it's not paranormal related, but I think that we can, as individuals, I think that there's a lot to that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Like if you get up and, you're like, I am going to have a good day.
Yeah.
I am absolutely going to have a good day. Nothing's going to ruin my day. And if you keep to that all day, it will happen.
Thank you, Moon.
Hi, Moon. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. Awesome. Boost Club.
Sweet Boost Club. Moon at noon.
I'm like Boost Club.
Boost Club.
But we've kind of been this week talking about manifestation.
Okay.
This whole entire time, like on Wednesday night on the Paranormal Show and Tell, we were talking about poltergeist activity, which poltergeist activity has been known to happen usually when you have adolescents, or young adults who have a lot of emotions, and they kind of manifest that without even realizing that they're doing it. They're creating this energy where it's like turning on a light bulb and saying, hey, come on, I'm here.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
So, it is like that. This whole manifestation thing, it can be good and it can be bad.
It can be.
Yeah. I find that if you let your emotions take over the way you want things to go, if you let your emotions take the very best of what you're going to give, then you are going to end up with something not so good. And like I said, poltergeist activity is one of those things. And we were talking about, like I said, anyone who has children at home, young adults, those those type of children, they got a lot of emotions. Yes. Yes, they manifest all kinds of weird stuff, and you don't even know where, what to do with it. You're like, how do I get rid of this? That sort of thing. But then again, like you did with your manifestation, it was for a positive thing, and it came true. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks again, Moon.
Thank you, Moon.
I did, and a lot of times too, going back to your point though, again, not paranormal related, if you try to manifest certain things, let's say if you're obsessed with something, it could be a girl or a guy, it could be with making money, buying a house. If you obsess yourself so much and try to manifest it, I think psychologically it could be a detriment though to your health, especially if none of it comes to fruition.
Right. Where
you drive yourself high blood pressure, you're just, and that's all you think about. Because I know people they're consumed with, they want this, that, or the other. And a lot of these things are unattainable.
Right.
But they ignore their family, their kids, the wife, the spouse, the job because of what they want. And I think that's what folks, though, that are more materialistic, I think a lot of times, maybe not so much. But at the same time, I think it's good to visualize your goals, but not to the point where it causes you health concerns.
Right. Absolutely. And there's a lot of things that can go with that, losing weight, for instance.
Sure.
You say, you can see yourself at a certain weight. Like me, I can see myself when I was, 25, 30 years old.
Sure.
And, but am I ever going to be like that anymore? Absolutely not. So I manifest the closest thing I can get to it. It's just kind of like, okay, I need to lose like 15 pounds. That is my goal. That's what I manifest. So every morning I get up and I go weigh myself, and I got this little thing on the wall, and it has my goal weight on it, and I keep looking at it every single day. Now, it has been a slow process, but I don't want to do it fast, because we all know what happens when you do something like that fast. You could either, one, again, make yourself sick because you're obsessed about losing the weight so fast. You want instant results. And like manifesting that sort of thing can make you sick. Absolutely. So it's just been little by little, bit by bit. But I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. It can be bad. It can be real bad.
I will say this only from experience. I think it's more like if you have a goal and you focus on it, I think it does increase your chances to making it happen or making those opportunities happen. But again, you should set limits and boundaries, because again, you don't want to be, loco after a while.
Right. But with those limits and boundaries, I mean, we always talk about the paranormal side of everything.
Yeah.
And everybody who goes investigating for ghosts and things like that, they want to see one. They want to see one so bad that they may manifest that.
Yes, correct.
But again, like you said, you've got to have boundaries. So, I mean, that means a lot. Like we were at the museum. I'm just going to talk about this really quickly. We were at the museum, and this one particular thing came out later on in the evening that wasn't something I was familiar with and didn't have a good attitude. I'm just going to say that, just to be nice. It just didn't have a good attitude. But the boundaries were that they could not come in the room we were in if they were not nice.
Okay.
So that was the boundary I set, and it never came in. None of the equipment or anything that we had in the room went off. It was all going off around the room on the outside. But we did have a couple new investigators that didn't have the boundaries. They that they were wishing and hoping, because they've been waiting on this ghost hunt for so long. Because we sold out in like the first month, I think, in the first couple of weeks that we had that available to everyone.
Yes.
And it sold out. So they have been waiting for so long.
Oh, yeah, right. They had a preconceived, their mind was preconceived to having something and experience something at the ghost hunt, and they were probably dwelling on it for 6 months.
I mean, it was more than that. It was like 9.
I'm just saying,
it was like 9 months that they have been.
Yeah, because we sold that out early. Yeah,
right, and manifested maybe some of the things that were happening that night, because we know that some things happened that were kind of odd, and I'm wondering if they maybe have manifested something maybe at home that they brought with them.
They brought it.
Yes.
It was already attached to them, and it was enhanced in a place full of energy.
Yes, absolutely. With all the people that were there with the same thought.
Yes.
We're going to hear a spirit. We're going to see a spirit. They were all the same thing. So it was all the same type of vibration, all the same type of energy.
Yes, it was.
The excitement.
And everybody was vibing. Everyone had that energy going in with the excitement, the adrenaline. So you got a dozen people or whatever it was in a haunted location, proven haunted location.
Yes.
Spirits are there, and this energy is just manifesting into a powerful force.
Yeah.
Which in turn maybe tricked some people.
Could have.
Possibly.
Yeah. Because I always ask the question, are you haunted? Not your home.
Yeah.
Not your place of business, not something you own, but are you haunted? And I don't mean that as in you're possessed. What I'm meaning is are you finding weird things happen when you're around? Are you, just, wondering why all these things are happening? It's because you're manifesting them. You really, really are manifesting them. And maybe with a couple of these people that we're talking about, they may have brought their own thing with them.
Yeah.
And
for the person, and I don't go there, but and then when you get there and you get all worked up about it, it leads to something that maybe it's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had Heather Mosier was in with me on the I think it was in the middle session that we were doing, when we were investigating, and she had her daughter in there.
Oh yeah.
And her daughter just sat there on her lap and was very quiet.
Yep.
And you could hear her say a couple words or whatever, but she was very quiet, very polite. And that's what I love to see.
Oh yeah.
You could tell that she was excited, but she wasn't like overly excited or overly stimulated. And that's what I mean by, manifestation about young adults being overstimulated emotionally.
Yeah. And me, I really was excited to spend the night in the museum. I was big time. And I was excited to later on that week to find out we were going to the Emmaus village.
Yes.
I was excited at both of those things. But when I knew a long time ago that I was going to spend at least a night at the museum, I really, Brandi, didn't think, oh my God, I'm going to a haunted place. My first time ever in a haunted place for 24 hours, if at all. Moon and Noon, thanks again.
Thank you.
Pop that up there. You're awesome. Thank you.
He manifested this blue box into our
I did
chat.
see. I have the power of manifestation. I got a story about that too in a minute. But anyways.
Thank you, man.
I got another example, I should say. I already gave the first example. So I was really so geeked, but I kept it all. I was reserved about it because I've learned things from you guys. I really have, you and Krista over the years. And I got to tell you, I think also, too, if you just go laid back with an open mind and think nothing of a circumstance, I don't think you should go in, I want to see a ghost. I want to see Dogman, Bigfoot, a UFO, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, and I've had a lot of strange things happen, and I have not had anything strange happen to me in maybe something majorly strange in a couple of years. Let's call it that. But I was hanging out, spent the night, and you know what happened with me with that my little cigarette pack, which that just kind of evolved, right?
Thank
Freely
you,
and
Keith.
naturally, It's
I'm
thanks,
sorry.
Keith.
Yeah, Keith says, "Uh-oh, Moon, it must be spreading." There's
Yeah,
another blue box in our
it's
chat.
spreading. Thanks, Keith. Keith from Michigan. Keith, you're awesome down there at the ranch and everywhere else. Keith, who lives maybe 30 miles from me, picked me up at the airport. He did and took me home.
That was nice.
And gave me all my crap that I shoved in his car because I don't want to put it on the plane. Thank you, Keith.
You made him drive the whole way.
I did.
See.
Yeah.
I see.
I see. Keith and Lauren, his lovely wife, Lauren, as well. Two great people. Love you guys. So back to that little fracas that I encountered, I guess it was something paranormal, right? With the cigarettes that moved from the room. I didn't manifest
definitely
that.
Unexplained. And paranormal, it's something that scientific knowledge cannot explain. So yes, that was paranormal. Whatever happened.
Yeah. Unexplained.
It's unexplained.
What would be great? In fact, I don't know if they do or don't, Brandi, because I never asked, I never looked. Are there cameras in all the rooms at the museum?
No, there's not. There's not. I mean, you have them in the main areas. I mean, of course. But not in every single room. There's a whole lot of rooms. That's a whole lot of camera footage.
Oh, it's a whole lot of money.
Yeah. And, but that's why we were there at the museum, is to raise money, because, it's crazy expensive to keep the place open, just for people to come and visit. I mean, but, if anybody wants to investigate it, they have that open, and that's open all year round. You can do that all year round.
Oh, yeah.
You just contact Kathy at Ray County Museum, and she can set that up for you. And the price is very reasonable for what you get. A lot of locations that are even smaller. I mean, this is a large place, but locations that are even smaller are charging much, much more.
Yeah.
And in this place, I will tell you, and a lot of the people now can say, "Hey, yes, that place is haunted." I mean, it's proven time and time again. And it got me a couple times. So I mean, normally things don't bother me so much, but
no, it did. It did. In fact, it did. I don't want to keep talking about the conference in the museum, but you were a little taken aback a little bit. It wasn't like your normal pattern when you've been there many times. Yeah. Same with Krista. Even she was kind of like whatever.
Yeah, because for me, like I said, when you go there so much, it's any place. If you go any place so much and you investigate the place over and over and over again, you kind of learn the mannerisms of the spirits that are there. You know what's new, what's not new. You kind of know, okay, so this happened over here. There is a spirit that likes to do that. They like to knock over a book. It's it's just something to grab you. You know that it may happen, because that's normal behavior for the particular spirit. But running into this other spirit, I didn't feel like it was demonic or anything, but it was definitely something nasty.
Yeah.
And I've never heard Kathy get upset before. Never.
Yeah, I can't, I met her for the very first time, spent a lot of time with her. I don't think she could get upset about anything with her personality.
She's got the sweetest disposition.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
does.
She's just super sweet. And when Lauren came down the stairs ahead of me, and I came back behind her, and I'm coming down the stairs, and then something came running down the stairs behind me. And I stopped. And I'm telling it, you need to get back up there where you came from until we figure out what to do with you. You don't belong down here. So when I left, I told Kathy about it, and I guess she was kind of upset about it because they had a problem with something nasty before, which they had to send it on its way. They sent it packing, and then this time she was so mad. And before she went to bed, she yelled up those stairs. This is what they were telling me. She yelled up the stairs and said, "You better stay up there. You're not allowed down here."
Yeah.
And for her to get upset like that, and she used a rough word or two, and that's not like her.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
no,
well,
that's not a character for her, which meant that she felt something and knew something was happening.
she did. And then when I'm telling her about what was happening and this particular thing's actions and what it was doing, she's like, that don't belong here.
Yeah.
That don't belong here. So, you have to wonder, did somebody accidentally manifest this thing? Did they bring it in with them because that's new?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I'm thinking that, especially since you guys were telling me for years that the place is very docile, it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I let my daughter run that thing. She's been running that thing since she was like 9.
I'm just wondering though, and you say this thing didn't feel like demonic or anything, which is cool, obviously.
Right.
But you guys excised a nasty spirit and had to go with professional exorcists, right, to get rid of it over there?
It's somebody who can take care of that stuff. Yeah. It's somebody who can and did take care of that stuff, and that person they thank him profusely. I was not in on that whole thing.
Yeah.
But yes, it was a very trying time when they were trying to get this thing to leave. Yeah. Because when we go into a haunted location, it is not our job to cross over or these spirits. No, that's not what we're there for, and it's strictly prohibited at any location you go to do a ghost investigation. That's not why you're there, And I have a lot of different opinions on that. According, a lot of people think, oh yeah, I can go and I'll help them cross over. No, you can't make them do anything they don't want to do. Just because you tell them doesn't mean that's so. You can't make them go if they don't want to, unless, of course, you get rough, and we've talked about that. Somebody more on the professional side has to come in and take care of that. But honestly, I don't think that's our job as humans. I think that is God's job. You know what I mean?
People over? No, it's not our job.
That's not our job. So like I said, I don't think that we as normal ghost investigators and things like that have the say so on that.
Probably not, but there are people that are quote unquote, just to throw out the term, not that I buy it, professionals at that, correct?
Right. Yeah. You definitely have to get somebody, and for us it would be somebody involved in the church or being able to get rid of these things. You know what I mean? Because we do know a few. We do know demonologists that have done this and had to excise, bad things. I'm just going to say bad things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think that we as people, just regular old people, can, send spirits over.
Well, we're not creators. We're not. Yeah. Well, most of us are not. We don't take life. We don't. We create life as babies, but we don't. It's not our job to pass the soul on to wherever it may need to go.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you, and I thought about this just not too long ago, because I do remember about years ago there was something, not nice there.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if maybe somebody, let's say, I think that somebody brought that there. And maybe, do you think, because once something is excised, it doesn't mean it's permanently gone. Do you think it may be that energy conjured it up, maybe, and it kind of, how we see like as a an example. Dracula's been dead for 200 years, and then all of a sudden, somehow, these dumb movies, the blood drips on his lips, and he wakes up after 200 years. I mean, I know it sounds dumb, but I'm just the analogy. Do you think that maybe when somebody brought something that wasn't too nice in there, it kind of conjured up the thing that was excised, or once it's exercised, does a propensity come back eliminated?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I don't think it's the same thing that was in there before. No, absolutely not. I guess what I'm saying is that we're not sure, but I can honestly say from the stories that I heard about what it was doing before, it wasn't doing the same thing. It was different, but it was still ugly. It's still just something that was just ugly.
Okay.
And but then again, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's back. I would say that this was something that was brought in, because nobody welcomed this thing in. I think it was just something that was just hanging around somebody.
Yeah, no, if you have something hanging on to you, attached to you, and you walk somewhere, you're bringing it with you. And if you're bringing it to a place full of energy and spirits, I think the activity ticks up, which may or may not have gotten to that person. Does that make sense or no?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
But the other thing is that a question about manifestation. Do you think that we have dreams? Because we've talked about your dreams. I mean, we've had several that we could possibly be manifesting these dreams while we're sleeping because our brain won't shut down.
Yes, I think we do. I believe in it.
Right. I mean, because you had the dream, and we're not going to go through the dream or anything, but you had the dream that you were in Vegas.
Yep.
Okay. But, you were also talking just before that about your relative.
Yep.
Was it your brother? I think it was
brother
your
and sister. They were both in Vegas the exact night I had the dream.
Yes.
And the night I had the dream, it was not this June, last June. I had a dream. I was in Vegas where my brother and sister-in-law were. I was playing poker with the devil. That's not the whole story, you guys. Most of you have heard it probably. And I got freaked out, and it was a very vivid dream. And I went online because I needed to talk. I don't know if you came on that particular show or not. I think that was on the other one where you were in my dream with that other thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my brother and sister-in-law happened to be up, and they caught me because they have the alert bell on. And then they called me, "You're not in Vegas, are you?" I go, "No." They said, "We're going to go to that hotel." They go to that hotel, and the bartender and the dealer says your brother was here because they all know me because I used to go there all the time. So I was known in this place for the 10 years I've been there.
Right.
My brother and sister for 20 years. They knew me. They told my brother and sister, they saw your brother just left. He was playing poker. That was live happening.
Yeah.
And they said, "No, he's not here because we just called him. He's at home in Michigan." But they heard my dream on the YouTube when I did it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, I told my story live on YouTube at 3:00 in the morning. It was midnight there. And they happened to catch it because they usually go to bed by midnight because they get up so early. So they happened to watch it. And they said, "Rob, you're not in Vegas. What's that story you're telling on YouTube?" I go, "It was my dream." "Well, are you here? Come on down." "Dude, I'm not there. That's why I'm on YouTube. Because I'm freaking out right now." They went to the hotel that night where I was, the Flamingo, where I was playing cards, and they didn't ask questions. A dealer and a bartender who knows me and knows them, "I saw your brother not too long ago playing cards."
Right. Yeah, because I remember I was up. You actually called me.
Yes.
Because I keep such weird hours anyway.
Yeah.
But you called me and we discussed it, and then you did a show about it. After we talked about it, you did the show. I'm like, you should do a show on that.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
I was just wondering if it was because you were like not stressing, but like feeling emotional because you couldn't go to Vegas, or
No, I did. You know, my brother, they go every June. They go June 5th through like July 1st, like clockwork. I used to go with them all the time. We have familiar friends. The bartenders and the dealers, that's their job. They've been there 20, 30 years. They don't change over, especially if you're good. So we have a lot of common acquaintances. So for the bartender or the dealer to say that he saw me was not a coincidence. It wasn't like, really, you know my brother? No, we all know him. So I didn't. I give two craps when they go. I say have a good time. See you when you get back. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're just.
And then, but no. Prior to that, remember when I called you about 4 a.m. because I had a dream where I was lost and you helped me escape. Yes. And I called you on just by chance. And when I called you, Brandi, you had a weird dream too. Not necessarily about me, but you happened to be up when I called you. And you and I did a live show that night.
We did. Yeah. We did. Because it is very unusual for me to have vivid dreams. Yeah. It's very unusual because I don't sleep enough to really get into the REM. I don't get into the REM sleep. I just don't reach that point to where I can remember anything.
Yeah.
It's few and far between, but for some reason, that one woke me up. I don't know. And I want to kind of connect the two about manifesting stuff while we're awake. If we're actually doing this when we're sleeping, and doing these dreams and having these vivid dreams, especially you.
I got to tell you, and that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. And I think you probably will remember this. I don't know what this was because I don't know that I definitely wasn't dreaming unless it was a manifestation brought out and I slipped into sleep paralysis. But a couple of years ago, I was really big into astral projecting. So I was reading a bunch of things online. I even got a book on it, and I was studying this stuff. And the first rule of thumb was to go on YouTube or wherever or Spotify, and you got to find a what do you call it? What you listen to? Meditation about it. So I started practicing this late at night, of course, and just listening and concentrating. And I did this for a couple of weeks. No results. I'm like, this is malarkey or whatever. So I quit doing it for about a month, and I started back up. When I started back up, Brandi, I'm sitting. I fell asleep in a chair. I think I probably did fall asleep. I have to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I think I had to have. But this is the one dream I was telling you about where I got up out of my chair. And for whatever the reason, I started crawling down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm awake. I'm unsure if I'm dreaming or awake. But then I realize I am awake or not. Because as I'm crawling, I'm like, why the hell am I crawling in my house down the hallway? I haven't crawled since I was 2 years old. And I stopped and I looked over my shoulder. And I was sleeping in my chair.
Mm-hmm.
So I told, our buddy Brian about this, Sir Brian. He says, I was in the middle of, I was just getting ready. He goes, I already had projected out of my body, but I didn't quite leave my personal realm. He goes, had you not looked over and seen yourself, you might have. And I got to tell you, I don't think I'd want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty creepy. As cool as it sounds, because when you astral project, I found out too, you don't know where the hell you're going or if you can even come back.
Right. That you could actually get stuck at where you are.
Stuck in this mid-level veil. or wherever or plane. Better word, plane.
Yeah, there is a way to safeguard. Now, I'm not up on all the things, but there is a way to safeguard that. And but you have to have kind of a partner in doing that.
Yes, you need someone with you.
Yeah, you need somebody with you while you're doing it, and you know, I don't know exactly how you go about it, because it's just something that I'm too scared to do. I mean, I want to stay in my own body. I don't want to see everything else.
Yeah, you know, I'm interested in it. I can't tell you what I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's cool, but it just scared the crap out of me. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not a professional. I'm some novice, right? You know, what do I know?
Right. I was like, yeah, you're not like that.
Because people are successful at doing that from what I understand.
Right.
But the thing is, another thing talking about these attachments, when you're out there floating around and who God knows where, when you come back, what are you bringing back with you? It's something you might not want to bring back.
Right.
I find it fascinating, though. I mean, I kind of want to try it again. I mean, just for curiosity's sake, especially when I was so close. I was so close.
Well, I mean,
I know, Brandi. I know. It's a bad idea, I think.
Yeah, it is a bad idea. It is a super bad.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. Understood.
You know, but I mean, we talk about what Jessica Jones does, and Sir Brian was on our show, and he was trying to give us the pointers on how to begin to do that.
Yeah.
I failed miserably.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so bad. I was like, I got everything wrong. I'm like, this is going to take a lot of work, because you know, maybe it's because I have some of that astral projection fear. This is kind of like the same thing. And I'm like, maybe.
Yeah. And well, maybe, you know, yeah, I think you probably dig it, Brandi. Here's the thing: you failed, which is probably good for you, because if you passed, you'd be like into it, like I am. I'm into it. I'm probably not going to practice it, but we talk about Jessica. I mean, she was trained in it. You know, they train people to do what they do, remote view. The CIA, literally, the government trains people how to do it. So that definitely exists.
Yeah.
Some people take it to a higher level than others. And of course, there's people out there that are full of crap too. But, you know, you can tell the ones that are spot on and the ones that are like kind of half-assing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like anything else, like psychic mediums.
Yeah. I mean, I would be kind of scared to do that. I don't know. I don't know how, you know, it's because I don't know. I'm a control freak sometimes. And it's because I don't have as much control over that. You know, you see what you see, you go where you go. And I don't think I like that aspect of.
Well, you know what, Bobby? I tell you what, I don't think I'd want to remote view because I'm inquisitive.
Yeah.
And I love my friends, and I don't want to find myself spying on my friends, because I think that part of me would kind of want to look in on them, and I just don't have that ability. Because part of me might. What's my buddy Brian doing, that idiot? I don't want to see that.
Yeah, you know, they could be doing something you really just don't want to see. You know, you're like, man.
Yeah, that's true too. But to me, it's infringing on privacy, and I'm all about everyone being private. You know, we all have our privacy, and that's an infringement on privacy, quite frankly.
It is. It is. I don't. Like I said, I don't know how to do it, and it's because I don't think I will allow myself to do it. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. I look at your face, man. I've never seen that facial expression. It is kind of weird. It is weird.
Weird.
Well, I'm not. Trust me, everybody. I'm not going to spy on you guys. I'm not going to learn how to do it. The astral projection to me is more fascinating because, you know, it's different. You're just like going wherever you want to go. Kind of like that movie Jumper. Remember that movie Jumper?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Now that was cool.
Yeah.
Where the guy went from the United States to Egypt. He's on the top of a pyramid in Egypt. Then he goes inside a bank, takes all the money, takes off. He's a millionaire in like a week.
Yeah, but he's very focused. He knows where he's jumping.
He knows where he's jumping. Where me, I would be haphazard. I could end up in Peru or something.
You could end up in Egypt.
Yeah, right. And not how to get out of the pyramid.
Right.
Or
in a different time.
I'd be in some Egyptian king's tomb, and I'd be sealed there forever.
Right. I don't know. I just.
I did see a movie text. Thank you.
Yeah.
Text popped in. I saw Jumper.
Yeah. He did.
Little
see
Patty says that would be considered mental RAPE, wouldn't it? Yeah, I get it. Probably. That's a good point, Patty. That's why I'm not into that. It kind of is.
It'd be a definite invasion.
Definitely a big time invasion of privacy. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Unless you are, I guess, going back in time or trying to figure out what happened in a certain situation, like you're trying to remote view that particular thing. I guess that wouldn't be invasion of privacy because
no. Well, listen, I'm not listening for all your remote viewers out there. Jessica, if she was listening, I'm totally for it. I think what she does is fine.
Yes.
If you're exploring the myths and mysteries of the world, or if the government uses it to help track down missing persons or help solve a murder case, no problem with that. But I'm not going to sit here and check out Brandi at 3 a.m. That's not what it's set up to do.
Oh my God. That's why, when I talk about, I get these hitchhiker spirits, right? They just kind of cling on and then they leave. They figure out after a couple of days, I'm super boring. I mean, just super boring. They're not, you could remote view me and I'd be like reading a book, playing a game, watching the ID channel or on a podcast or I'm at work. I
don't know, Brandi, you're not that boring. We had a couple hours in your vehicle. We're all talking. You're all talking to yourself. And you wanted me to go wrestle goats. I mean, you're pretty fun. You're not boring.
But think about this though. Most generally, there's nobody in my car, and I travel by myself.
Right? Yeah.
So, unless you can read my thoughts,
right?
I would be absolutely boring.
Yeah, I guess. I guess we're all boring by ourselves because I talk to myself all the time.
I don't talk to myself.
I do. I talk to myself mentally when I'm by myself.
I talk myself through things. I got to get this and get this and do this and do that.
Yeah, well, I guess it's more of a mental thing.
Yeah, I've got to talk myself through it.
I always say things to myself like, "Hey, Rob, how long am I supposed to cook these ribs for?"
Well, that's a good thing to ask yourself. If that's a problem, I'd ask myself the same question.
But I guess
when I'm done.
There's not a person in the chat room or listening that has not talked to themselves. Now I will entertain myself as well if I'm like totally bored, and I'll just say dumb things. I'll verbalize them, vocalize them, and I'll crack myself up.
Right. Right. And then if you're by yourself and you see something really crazy, you're like, what was that?
What? Wow, yeah.
And you'll say that right out loud. What was that? Like something's going to answer you. And don't be scared if it does, because it may.
Right. Mike Bothwell would check out Shakira at 3 a.m. Okay, Mike. Yeah.
Shakira.
Yeah. And again, I think it's great that people have that ability. I think it's a great thing. I think it helps everybody. We've had Jessica again, and she's great at it. She is brave. She is very, very brave. Brave girl.
Yes, because I personally, it's probably because of just the way I am as a person. Yeah. I'm always joking around. I'm always kidding around. I'm really not serious about nothing. And, speaking of throwing you in a pen of goats, that's me in a nutshell right there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was cool. I kind of wish we would have. But, the thing about that, too, is because a lot of these remote viewers that do it, like in the forensic cases or trying to solve a missing person or a murder.
Right.
A lot of these people come across evidence and see things that are horrific.
Yes. I see. There's the other reason. I would be afraid that doing stuff like that would change me as a person and maybe slightly alter my personality. Just by seeing things like that, unwillingly, seeing things like that. I think that might change me a bit, and I'm a weirdo and I want to stay that way.
Well, I tell you what, I'm a weirdo too. I embrace the weird. I think all of us guys are all weird to some extent, which is why we all get along so well.
Yeah.
I embrace the weird, and that's why we do what we do today, because everybody, let's face it, 80% of the world don't believe in what we believe in.
No.
It's a few
they don't.
people.
But don't you find it funny how the people that oppose us the most, I think, are in denial?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think they want to realize exactly. They won't verbalize what we talk about. They won't talk about any experiences or anything like that. I think it's because if they don't think about it, they don't talk about it, it never happened.
Well, everybody does that. If you have an experience, and it don't have to be paranormal, if something happened in your life that happened, and if you black it out of your memory or you don't talk about it, you think it's somehow going to go away. But the fact of the matter is, it don't go away.
Yeah.
If you cheated on your wife, it ain't going away. If you black it out, it's going to be in your brain for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you don't bring it up. So if some guy sees a ghost and says, no, it was a dream or it didn't happen, but they know in their heart of hearts it happened, they're not going to tell anybody. That's how a lot of people are.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that is true. I'm just the type of person that is like, if somebody is got those bad vibes, sometimes I have to verbally say, hey, it was great to meet you. And that's the last time that I talk to them.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told you, talking about manifestation, I don't want to get into me. Jimmy, who killed his grandma, bad vibe person. I want nothing to do with him.
Right.
I knew he was evil at 5 years old.
Yeah.
No one believed me. Roddy, you're saying someone's evil and you're 5? Where'd you even find the word? And then I preached this guy was terrible at 10 years old, 15 years old, 18 years old. I go away to college, come home, he murdered his grandmother. Oh, by the way, the same kid who skinned cats and hung them in his backyard when he was 12.
Right.
People said I was crazy. Yet he's in prison today. I get God that works me so much.
Right. Lil Patty just said, I just heard a wicked laugh come through the comm speakers.
Oh, wow. That's
all right, hold on.
Second crazy thing.
Hold on. I'm going to write that down and I'll look to see if it was on my end. Because sometimes we miss the stuff and we find it later.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is often on this show.
Yeah. Like in the very beginning of the show, I heard
in the very beginning, we heard something.
Yeah, I'm like,
well, you did.
Yeah, I did. I heard you breathe.
And I got up for a minute. Now, I know you said it sounded like me, but I remember as soon as I started the show, I got up for a minute. I was probably.
Well, how could I hear you if you were muted? If you're muted.
Oh, I keep forgetting that important fact. I was muted. Yes.
Yeah.
So you could not have heard me.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to go back to the very beginning, and you only have to listen to it for probably about 45 seconds to a minute, and it's either there or it's not there.
Yeah. Hang on.
Okay, no problem. He's going to mute himself right now.
Yeah. Am I muted?
No. Yes. It's kind of like when mom walks in, you kind of have to stop everything and go, okay, mom, yes. Because I think we just never grow up in their eyes. I still go through the same thing. My mom calls me, I'm like, yes, hello. I don't know. There's just a lot of things out there that I think that we need to focus on manifesting. For me, it was to be happier. Because things are not always good in our lives, and there for a time, it wasn't good for me. But after all of that had ended, I manifested that I wanted to be happier. I wanted to be more of who I am on the inside. And it's definitely been a great ride since then. Things are up and down, but we're still smiling through it, getting through it. So Freaky said, what is that? I'm trying hard to manifest money with the lottery. I am too. I am absolutely trying to focus on that Powerball ticket. And I don't think I'm focusing hard enough because it's not working. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but my manifestation skills on the lottery are not working.
Mine are not either. Oh my Lord. As much of the things that I've manifested, which aren't a lot, a handful, 3 or 4.
Yes.
I always try to manifest the numbers. But I use the easy pick though. And I just manifest the winning combination. Oh well.
Just give them to me. Just come on.
I can never figure it out though. The amazing thing, this is why I think a lot of people are so gung-ho on the lottery, is somebody always eventually wins.
They do.
There's always a winner. It could be in a week. It could be in 2 months, 3 months,
Yeah. But what I've been noticing lately is that all the winners are California, Florida.
I know.
Georgia.
A lot of them are California, Florida.
Yeah. Well,
down
I mean,
south.
look at the amount of people they have in that state. Of course, they're
There's more people playing.
Yeah, there's more people playing, and they're going to definitely win more because of the percentage of people playing. You're right.
Yeah. We might have 10 million playing in Michigan and 25 million in California.
Right.
So
right.
Of course, the statistics bear out.
Yeah. Well, what's the saying though? They said that if 2 or more people pray for the same thing,
okay,
that it says that 2 or more, that God is supposed to help them achieve whatever they're praying about. So what we need to do, Rob, is you and I just need to be one lottery ticket. We buy one lottery ticket.
Okay.
And we manifest, you and me, we manifest on those numbers. And we want to truly believe that these things are going to win.
We should take on that experiment.
And just keep praying that it happens.
Pray.
Because I will share it. I will share it.
I would share it.
Yeah.
I've got no problem. Hey,
I mean, you'd be the only one who'd know.
Huh?
You'd be the only one who'd know that I won.
Right.
But there will be signs.
There'll be signs.
Yeah, I was been thinking about it. I'm going to buy a new Blondes and Booze mobile.
Oh, you just read my mind because I swear I was going to. My goal is to get a truck and put my logos all over it.
See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of those. You've seen those Mercedes passenger vans or whatever.
Yes.
You can design them any which way you want.
Yeah, and put the blonde. I was thinking the same thing. In fact, there's one. Funny you say that. There's your Mercedes van, not 3 blocks from where I live, which I said I'm looking at the other day, and it's a ton of money. Yeah. I said I can convert that into a traveling investigation vehicle, much like our friends that we met at the conference. Dan, or what's his name? Oh boy, we met him. They had the Squatch emblem on their, their vehicle. What's their names?
Oh gosh, you'd have to ask me that.
I'm sorry because I forgot.
And I did too.
And I'm embarrassed. Sorry if you're listening.
Say it again one more time. Let me think about it. Say it again.
They were at the ranch and they spent the night and they brought up their vehicle, which was the ambulance converted into a Squatch mobile.
Oh, that's the half-inch wrench.
Half-inch wrench crew. Thank you.
There you go. There you go. I was like, wait. I was thinking you wanted a first and last name, and I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I was thinking of their channel name. Half-inch.
It was
wrench
Adam
crew.
and his brother.
Adam and his brother. Yes,
right.
That's sweet.
Which, yeah, and Miguel.
Did you sign the inside of the door?
Yes.
Oh, cool. So did I.
Yes, and they have the ambulance, and it's all ready for Bigfoot. On even on the inside, and so they have this roll-up door on the inside. It just rolls up in there, and they're like, so if they ever got rid of that, they can remove that door and keep it.
Yeah, they can. Oh yeah, that's what they plan on keeping it.
Yeah. And I said, oh, isn't that cool? He goes, yeah, because if it breaks down beyond repair is what he said. I said, I'd get a new motor. I don't care. I don't care.
Good night, Rick. Yeah, so.
Oh, Lil Petty says 401. 401. Is that 4 minutes and 1 second?
I don't know what you're
into the show or
okay. Yes, the timestamp. Brandi, timestamp 401 for evil laugh.
Okay, 401. And like I said, we need to go back and listen for that breath that I heard.
Yeah, in the beginning.
In the very beginning.
Before we started. When we were muted, allegedly.
Yeah. Because I was like, you should have been muted. I shouldn't have been.
Well, we were. I mean, when you do the intro, you're muted.
Yeah.
When when we drop people backstage, you're muted until the show starts.
Yeah.
The music has to play or whatever you're doing,
Yeah, true.
So yeah, that's interesting. Unless we're on a time delay, which I think this is live, so it ain't Memorex.
Right.
And yes, hello to everybody in chat. I'm not typing because it would say I'm Krista. So hello everybody. Thank you to Rick Skinner.
For the midnight snack fund.
Yeah.
You know me. You must know me really well.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Rick. Super Chat's open, of course.
Super Chat is open.
Great way to help support what we do.
Right. So I'm going to tell you a little story.
Yeah, please.
And Rob has earned himself a new nickname.
I have.
You have. And we, over the last, when we were gone and Rob and I were hanging around each other, for some reason, we started about Hank Hill and King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Everything was coming up about Hank Hill and his family. Well, Hank Hill has a son named Bobby. And his favorite thing to say is, dang it, Bobby. So every time Rob would do something, you'd hear me going, dang it, Bobby. So that's how it all went. And now he has a new nickname. It's called Dang It, Bobby. That's what I call him.
Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby. He's like, well, nobody calls me Bobby. I said, I do.
Yeah, Bobby. It was funny too, you guys, because Brandi and I stopped at a cider mill, was it?
Yeah, the cider mill, yeah.
And all these people were walking around with slushies of apple cider. And Brandi's like, man, we're on that. I'm like, yeah, let's get one. We go in, and there's it's not a big facility, but it's sizable. And everybody's got these frozen slushies. Of course, we get in there, and they had two dinky ass machines empty, said refilling or remaking it.
Yeah.
Brandi looks at it and goes, damn it, Robbie. Or Bobby, I'm sorry. I
did say it. I said, damn it, Bobby. Yeah. So the only ones that walked out of there without one was us.
And then we're leaving.
And then I see the goats.
The goats. Dang it, Bobby. You should have wrestled the goats. We will do our instincts next time. We should have got the pickle shots.
They may have heard our story. I mean, we may have talked about this last week.
We should.
I should have got my iced coffee. Yeah. We should have got pickle shots. We should have got our apple cider. You should have rustled some goats.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm
all
sure
those
we'll be
traveling. Should have happened.
Next time we travel, I'm sure we will in the future. We will act on our instinct and say, who cares where we're going? We got time.
Yeah, because traveling with me is like that. It's like I get there in a timely manner, but I'm in no rush. And if there's something cool on the side of the road, I'm stopping.
It's not like Tex, who leaves for somewhere and 45 minutes late. And I'm not ragging on Tex, because the weirdest thing, the GPS where we were did not work correctly, man.
Right.
Oh my Lord. Me and Tex, we drove 45 minutes to pick up Donny Cho at the airport. And we're like, man, Rob, do you think we're like going in circles? I'm like, well, if you look at the GPS, we are. But it kept taking us, it seemed like, further and further to get to the airport. Brandi, it was 40 minutes minimum.
Right.
Damn. So we finally get there. I kid you not. We pick up Donny and we're like, Donny wants to stop for lunch. Well, Donny, we don't have time, man. We just ate and sorry. Okay, guys, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We could have stopped for lunch and give the guy some food at least, because Brandi, it took us 18 minutes to get to the ranch. It took us 44 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And this happened one other time. We went to the party store. It took like 28 minutes. We got back in 10. It was a crazy, I don't know. I can't figure it out. But I wasn't the only one in the text that experienced it. Keith experienced it. Almost every person that I talked to, like at the ranch, all said, what's up with the GPS around here? And we're like, you know what? Wow. Like 10 people came forward and said, the GPS system sucks. Wasn't that weird?
Well, I use Google Maps.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the one I use. And it never steers me wrong. I mean, it might take me the long way around something because it's either saving on gas or going the wide way around an accident or construction. I mean, it may go way around like that. But I tell you what, it did the same thing to me coming home that night that I left you guys. And I knew there was construction, but I thought it was like maybe a quarter mile long, maybe, because they were doing the main street through the town. Right before I hit the highway. And I have 70 miles of 2-lane road, and then I have 70 miles of highway.
Yeah.
So I'm reaching, about 50 miles in, and then it starts taking me this crazy way. And I'm like, what's happening? So it takes me 25 minutes out of the way, where it could have taken me straight into town. We could have took a side road, did a little square thing and left out. I don't know.
I don't know either. Who was it? Mickey said time slip for sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you got to understand, Mickey, when we get in vehicles together, sometimes our mouths start running and then we get talking to each other and then we totally forget where we're at.
That is true.
I can't tell you how many times we missed a turn.
Right. Yeah.
And then have to go way out of our way to get around to the turn. But well, anyway, with that being said, we're going to cut it a little bit short.
I ran out of manifestations. It's a great show, though.
I know, but I'm just going to manifest good things. Really good things.
That's a great point, because I find that a lot of people that manifest things are trying to find Bigfoot. They're trying to conjure up a ghost.
You may run into things you don't want to.
Forget about the paranormal, everybody. I think the gist of this is manifest positive things. I
Yes.
did it with my grades,
Yes.
people do it for homes and things or whatever. Something that's positive,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't manifest dogman or anything.
No, don't manifest that
You
because
may get something more
you
that
might
you
get
bargained for.
something more than what you bargained for. And guess what? And in that paranormal world, you might conjure up something that attaches to you and you can't get rid of it. And then you're really screwed up.
Yeah. Manifest good things.
I will tell you
Manifest good
this,
things.
and you can attest to this, Brandi. For people that are adventurous and want to have experiences, I welcome you to do so.
Yes.
Don't look for it. It'll find you if you have
Yes.
an open mind, right?
Oh gosh, yes. Absolutely. Because I'm telling you, I have had 2 encounters, 2 Bigfoot encounters. One that was from a distance, one that was very close. And each time I was not looking for Bigfoot at all.
No. Nope.
The first one, I'm standing in the middle of a cemetery. Didn't expect to see Bigfoot at all.
Hell no.
The second one, I'm camping out with a bunch of other people, and it was the very last night after a horrendous storm. Didn't think that then either. I just didn't want to get wet. That was it.
Right.
And the next thing you know, I have the biggest encounter of my life.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's just kind of like it'll come.
It'll come. And just like half the encounters that we hear about, it's a family could care 2 craps about Bigfoot.
Yes.
And they have an encounter. They see one crossing the road. My encounter, I didn't care about Bigfoot, in 2018. The ghosts I've seen didn't manifest it. So they come to you if you just are an open person. Have an open mind. That's all.
Right.
And if and some people they'll never see anything in their life. And that's the way it goes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
We're the lucky weird ones.
We're the lucky weird ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just because I was hanging out with other weird people. That's why I got to see it.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
You hang out with a bunch of stiffs and suits. Yeah, you might see the stock market, exchange readily in your head at night. But
yeah, exactly. Well, with that being said, we still don't have an extra for our show.
No, we don't. So we will leave you with an abrupt cutoff. With that being said, if you're new here, subscribe to the Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast. If you're new, Bigfoot, Mr. Rob, Texas from Porch, Our Paranormal World with Monica Rawlins, Donny Cho says stuff, and Truth or Tinfoil. Truth or Tinfoil. We're on 7 days a week. Turn on your alert bells. Thanks to everybody for coming on and hit that like button. Like on your way out. Thank you.
Yes. Good night, everybody.